How to become Chinese.
Am I also meeting out a very Chinese time of your life? If you are boiling your apple, removing your shoes in the house and wearing slippers and donning this viral Adidas jacket, congratulations, you're a Chinese baddie now.
We're all Chinese now.
Gen Zs are embracing everything Chinese and calling it Chinamaxxing. The latest meme-turned cultural movement that got Gen Zs, especially in the West, enthusiastically and sometimes half-ironically embracing what they perceive as a Chinese lifestyle. At first glance, it looks like a playful social media content. Online creators showing themselves drinking boiled apple water or practicing Tai Chi, cheekily captioning, "You met me at a very Chinese time in my life," and not to the iconic Fight Club moment. The vibe is aesthetic, cozy, and kind of wellness inspired. Now, Asia's cultural wave taking over the world is nothing new. Now, Japan's anime and food went global decades ago, followed by the Hallyu wave of K-dramas, K-pop, and K-beauty. So, is it China's turn now? Well, this feels a little different from the previous Asian cultural waves. For starters, South Korea and Japan are both democracies and staunch US allies, while China is an authoritarian state and major US rival. Some also argue that Chinamaxxing grows out of young Americans' disenchantment with their own country. So there is a sharper edge to this than just drinking tea, Now, for many Western Gen Zers, Chinamaxxing is being seen as a form of soft protest. Adding to that is the migration of users to Xiaohongshu, also known as Red Note platform, after the US government threatened to ban TikTok. Suddenly, Americans were not just watching China from afar. For the first time, large number of Americans and Chinese users were interacting in the same digital space, swapping lifestyle content, fashion inspiration, and everyday routines. This direct engagement effectively bypasses traditional media narratives about how the two countries view one another, creating a more unfiltered and at times surprising cultural feedback loop. Now, instead of viewing China through a geopolitical lens, many young Americans now see it as a source of appealing food, aesthetics, fashion, and lifestyle content. Now, this has sparked a heated debate. While some celebrate it as a victory for Chinese soft power, others find it bemusing or fetishistic. There is a certain irony in seeing traditions that Chinese immigrants were being once mocked for, like smelly lunches or wearing slippers, being rebranded as wellness hacks by the same demographic that once did the mocking. Perhaps it is no coincidence that this trend is emerging just as the US faces a broader decline in its global reputation. While it remains a major powerhouse, recent geopolitical tensions and domestic upheavals have shifted how the world perceives the superpower. Clips showing neon-lit skyscrapers, drone shows, and jaw-dropping transport systems from China has taken over our social media. However, this image of China is half-cooked. Wages are lower than in the US. Censorship is very much present, housing markets are unpredictable, and political freedom are tightly limited. Makes one wonder about cultural appropriation versus appreciation, and whether repackaging a whole civilization into TikTok aesthetics is even fair or accurate.